Bless me, a statistician. I have sinned, I think it's 6 weeks since my last haircut. And that goes for the face, too. I've had that go 3 months when I was in isolation preparing. It got weird. Anyway, it's around midnight on the 23rd of May, 2025. And this is the first chance I've been able to unclench in quite a while. I'm still staying at the medical respite at Jefferson Terrace in Seattle. And, but spending very little time here. I come in, I take my meds, I use the bathroom sometimes if there's a need and I'm in the area. My mother says I need to open my eyes once in a while. Anyway, I'm really grateful to Medical Respite of Harborview Hospital. They run a floor in Jefferson Terrace, and I know there's been a lot of tension with the community, which I'm not in any way being critical of Harborview, but they were about to get evicted from this building because of the people congregating out front from Medical Respite and the people coming into the neighborhood looking for them. And we had our breezeway and the stairway by the park and the handicap ramp down into the park. Sometimes overrun with clots of people. That's exactly what it looked like. You'd go into the ramp, which is cement on either side, ramp straight down. It's a cattle chute. And sometimes there's like 12 people in there, and most of them are in wheelchairs. Which means no one can use that ramp, and even getting through becomes a major feat of civil engineering to bring off. And yeah, they're most of them are on drugs. I've been awake since around 1 p.m., too late for lunch. Not that I eat the food at Medical Respite. That's the one criticism I have. And maybe someday, if anybody actually cares, I'll talk at some length about the food. I'm tired. I'm very tired. I'm in here charging my power bank. This thing is great. It's from INIU. And I got it on Amazon. I had a previous one that got stolen that was actually a little nicer. Why is my flash thing going off? My front flash, whatever. Okay, thank God. So let me try and piece together the last few days. things have really been coming together with the project, the Gabriel Bell project. So I guess I'm going to talk about that here. Gabriel Bell is a Star Trek icon. In the third season of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Benjamin Sisko ends up having to take the role of the real Gabriel Bell in a kind of a reenactment of what had already happened, except Sisko has to be at the forefront of it, knowing that it'll probably get him killed. And the homeless uprising that's depicted in Past Tense Parts 1 and 2. Yeah, I did some weed before coming inside. This is going to be hard. Oh my God. Gabriel Bell was a homeless icon, and he is remembered for how he died in Star Trek lore. But the important thing, the really important thing, was it wasn't just his death. It was the fact that Bell got people on the internet when they were completely incommunicado in a sanctuary district, which was like a Nazi-style ghetto. You know, walls around the perimeter and patrolled with shotguns, and it's just like 12 square blocks of San Francisco. The point is, there were supposed to be places like this in every city in the country. Parts of North Philadelphia that looked like, I mean, you drive down these streets and there's so many boarded houses that it looks like you've been transported to the Twilight Zone or Mars or something. Amy came back, then Amy left because of people shit. Of course, it's always people shit. I was trying to keep Kevin topped off because he's safer if he has a cell phone that he can use. He's been discharged from medical respite, which means in his situation he can't really go anywhere. It's a major undertaking. You know, it's like moving Stonehenge 200 miles, those slabs 200 miles. He's got a trolley, which is a suitcase and a bunch of bags on top of it, and everything's like got stuff draped over to keep it together, and sometimes it falls over. And then he's up and pacing around for 2 hours. He's a really interesting guy, though. Right now, he's at the center of this thing. Anyway, so I got up about 1 p.m. I shot about, at some point, I shot like an hour of video of Kevin. And I came back in here because my phones were getting to a point where I was concerned that if I had a lead and needed to relocate somewhere where I might not be able to get access to power, then I'm endangering myself, not staying topped off as much as possible. And if that battery backup discharges again. I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I probably had it plugged in the wrong way. The thing that is concerning is that it completely discharged, and neither of the phones or anything I had plugged into it should have done that. So I'll keep an eye on it. It's good backup though. It's 100-watt throughput, 25.5 or 25,000 mAhs. The bigger one I had like 28.5 or something like that, which, you know, I used to carry around 20 millis, the Anker or Belkin chargers or whatever they're called. But those, they take way too long to charge. This thing does 100 watts. And I don't think my phone can do more than 25, which is weird. I know the cables I've got are rated for it. They've got little LED screens on them. So I can monitor the power and do something with the setup if it's not charging like it should. The big one I had, which doesn't really have much capacity more, charges at 140, which means you can take like a top-of-the-line Apple laptop, or maybe any laptop now, I don't know, but the point is it will power a very robust laptop very quickly. And I think they said that I don't know why that happens so much. I just suspect some of it is the Levaquin toxicity. I'm sure the marijuana doesn't help, though. But it happens way too much sometimes. And not at all on others. Anyway, I think I'm onto something. Something big is happening here, and I think I've just scratched the surface of it. It could be a national thing, I don't know. I wish they would get a handle on how many NEETs there actually are in this country. I think the truth might shock people. Because it seems like we've had like 2 generations now completely drop out of the system. The funny thing is that what's happening to me right now is very similar to when I'm having a schizophrenic episode. But since I've learned to manage it, things have been a lot better. Namely, I don't have people looking for excuses to put me in a behavioral health unit, which is no good for anybody. I cannot be off the grid that way. I don't get too excitable. And if I'm frustrated to the point where I can't accurately communicate anything, where it's just starting to turn into word salad, then I just have to stop and be calm and do something else and unwind and just be silent or type something. I'm actually very happy. I haven't been depressed since around the 15th of September when I got my healing. People will, if anybody remembers me, people will say that I did a lot of crying. And it was true. Sometimes I would weep openly as many as 20, 25 times a day. But those were tears of joy. The truth is, since I've been circling the bowl into hopelessness, I have never been more fulfilled in my entire life. Never. Not even close. I was miserable every second of my life. There are moments of joy. They don't always come. And sometimes, yeah, this is really hard. Really hard sometimes. And some of the... I've learned how to take a beating. I'm not mad. I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter at all. Right now, I have certain things I need, and that's all I need, and the government takes care of the rest. So they're expecting me to come back, and I could easily pull another 12 hours. I'm at 40%, and this thing seems to go up. What time is it? 12:17. So it's gone around 40% in about 30 minutes. It'll be done in another half hour, 45. It's one of the joys of using something that's versatile. I'm not locked into a place for 4 hours. I can do this in less than 2. And I'm good to go, and I am actually a resource for the community in many ways, but I will charge anyone who wants it. I just want people to protect my setup while I'm doing it. I'm going to get this halo off of me. There we go. Help me. Sorry, I'm normally not this stream of consciousness. Oh yeah, hang on. I completely forgot. I have 3 vapes from Geek Bar, and none of them is my favorite flavor. But it's almost completely dead, and they do allow us to charge on our own. And why aren't she's charging. Oh. This is really funny. I'm trying not to put my phone down because it always seems to stop recording when I put it down and I look at it again. Okay, so this is a Geek Bar. It's charging. And they last a really long time. And if you get them in a smoke shop, you usually are not going to pay more than $25 for them. And this is twice the capacity, I think, or 5 times the capacity of the smaller previous model. Anyway, they're usually really sweet. I really like the banana taffy freeze, which finishes with menthol, but it tastes like banana, you know, like banana flavored whatever. It doesn't taste like an actual banana. And then it has a very sugary kind of flavor that is reminiscent of banana taffy. And it just ends with menthol. It's really good. Oh yeah, if anyone's hiring, I want to be a flavor concierge. I'm calling it first. I have a vision for employment, and it is subcontracting, but like empowered subcontracting. I need to go back to that barber shop downtown. Get my head shaved again and get my face scraped so I have my goatee and look like a normal human being. Because I'm going to start spending more time at the church. St. James Cathedral, something. Anyway, they have a meal program. The food is vastly superior to what they serve at the Respite. Or I call it paste of the day. But yeah, the church food was really good. They served pizza. The crust was really interesting. It was really good. It reminded me of the New York pizza crust, like from an actual New York pizza restaurant. And, there were desserts and coffee and juice, and it was really good. I'm going to start going regularly because it's very close to where I'm going to be anyway. So maybe I'll start recording, and maybe people aren't comfortable with that yet, but I'm hoping I'll win them over. Anyway, I'm trying to look out for Kevin without being codependent about it. Like, yeah, I bought him a bottle of soda today. He didn't want it, so I had an extra bottle of soda. And he has mentioned feeling vulnerable. And I know one of the ways that he can protect himself and feel not vulnerable is to have a phone. Because if he is a stationary target who can't call for help because there's no one within earshot, that's got to be a terrifying thing. And I'm not going to give him his own battery bank, power bank. But I'll let him use mine. And as long as I'm around, I'll keep a weather eye. At least keep him topped off in the power department.